You wake up before sunrise. The air is cold enough to sting your skin. Every sound matters. A bird calls in the distance. Dry grass bends beneath your feet. Somewhere nearby, something is moving, but you don't yet know whether it will become breakfast or whether it is hunting you instead. For almost all of human history, this was how your day began. Not with the vibration of an alarm clock, not with coffee brewing in the kitchen, not by checking messages on a glowing screen. Your ancestors woke into uncertainty, and before they ate a single bite of food, they had already asked their bodies to perform feats that would exhaust many people today. The surprising part is that these demanding mornings did not simply build stronger muscles. They shaped the human brain, metabolism, immune system, and even the emotions you still experience every day. Your body was designed by millions of mornings like this. Modern life is only a tiny chapter in a much longer story. Before breakfast, your ancestors had already trained nearly every system inside the human body. The first challenge began the moment their eyes opened. Unlike modern homes, prehistoric shelters offered little protection from changing temperatures. Whether sleeping beneath rock overhangs, inside simple huts, or around fading campfires, people often woke to cold mornings. There was no thermostat to adjust, no heated blanket waiting. Cold demanded movement. Standing still meant losing precious body heat. Within minutes, people gathered firewood, checked embers, repaired shelters, or began walking. Even this gentle activity had enormous effects. Today, scientists call it non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT. It simply means all the energy your body burns outside formal exercise. For your ancestors, nearly every movement counted. Picking up branches, carrying children, walking to water, repairing tools. None of these were workouts. They were survival. Research on hunter-gatherer societies, including the Hadza of Tanzania, studied by anthropologist Herman Pontzer, shows that daily movement is spread throughout the day instead of concentrated into short exercise sessions. Rather than spending 1 hour in a gym and sitting for the remaining hours, people move almost constantly at low to moderate intensity. Your body still expects this rhythm. That restless feeling after sitting too long may not be laziness disappearing. It may be ancient biology asking you to move. But movement alone wasn't enough. Before eating, someone needed to answer the most important question of the day. Where is food? Unlike supermarkets filled overnight, prehistoric landscapes offered no guarantees. Yesterday's successful hunting ground might be empty today. Fruit trees changed with the seasons, animals migrated, water sources dried up. Every morning began with observation, tracks in soft soil, broken branches, fresh droppings, bird behavior, wind direction. These tiny clues formed a living map. Your ancestors became experts at reading landscapes because failure meant hunger. Archaeological discoveries and studies of modern hunter-gatherers suggest that environmental knowledge was one of humanity's greatest survival advantages. Long before written language, entire libraries existed inside human memory. Every valley held information. Every plant told a story. Every footprint mattered. Could you notice the difference between tracks made 1 hour ago and those left yesterday? Your ancestors often could. This constant attention strengthened something modern neuroscience calls sustained attention, the ability to remain focused over long periods without distraction. Ironically, the world now competes for your attention every second. Your ancestors fought to protect theirs. Then came another challenge, walking, not 10 minutes, not 30, sometimes several hours before the first meal. James Soosman, who studied the Ju-Hwanzi people of southern Africa, describes daily life as physically active but rarely frantic. Walking connected every essential activity, finding food, visiting neighboring camps, collecting plants, checking traps, searching for water. Unlike modern fitness routines, there was no finish line. Movement simply continued because life required it. Interestingly, research suggests that humans evolved exceptional endurance rather than exceptional speed. Compared with many animals, people are poor sprinters, but walking for hours, running steadily under the sun. Humans became remarkably efficient. Features like long legs, spring-like tendons, sweating to cool the body, and balanced posture allowed your ancestors to travel extraordinary distances. Your morning commute may take 20 minutes inside a car. Your ancestors' commute often crossed entire landscapes, and they usually did it while carrying tools, children, or gathered food before breakfast. Then there was lifting. Not barbells, not kettlebells, real objects, heavy logs, stone tools, animal carcasses, bundles of roots, water containers. These awkward loads constantly challenged balance, grip strength, coordination, and posture. Modern strength training often isolates one muscle group at a time. Nature never did. One task demanded your whole body. Researchers studying traditional populations repeatedly observed strong hands, resilient joints, and excellent mobility well into later adulthood. Strength came not from repetitive exercise machines, but from solving practical problems every day. Could you lift this? Can you carry it home? Can you do it without getting injured? Every object became functional training. Perhaps the most overlooked morning exercise happened inside the brain: decision-making. Imagine standing beside 3 possible routes. One leads toward water, one toward open grassland, one toward rocky hills. Each choice carries opportunity. Each carries danger. Choose poorly and precious energy disappears with nothing to eat. Choose wisely and your family survives another day. Evolution rewarded accurate judgment. Your ancestors constantly balanced risk against reward. Behavioral scientists often describe this as optimal foraging, making choices that maximize energy gained while minimizing energy spent. In simple terms, every calorie mattered. Burn too much searching, find too little food, you lose. This relentless calculation shaped human intelligence. The brain consumes enormous amounts of energy, roughly 20% of the body's calories, despite representing only a small fraction of body weight. That expensive brain had to earn its keep, and it did. It found food more efficiently than claws or fangs ever could. Social cooperation made mornings even more powerful. Richard Lee's research among the Jew/Huansi demonstrated that hunting and gathering rarely happened alone. Information spread quickly. Someone had seen fresh tracks. Someone knew where berries were ripening. Someone remembered a seasonal waterhole. Knowledge belonged to the group. Cooperation became a survival technology. Human success was never built only on individual strength. It was built on shared intelligence. This is one reason loneliness affects modern health so deeply. Your brain evolved expecting trusted companions nearby. Before breakfast, conversations already carried life-saving information, not gossip, survival. Another surprising feature of prehistoric mornings was patience. Hollywood often imagines constant action. Real survival looked different. People waited, they observed. Hunters sometimes remained motionless for long periods before making a move. Gatherers carefully inspected plants before harvesting. Energy was precious. Impulsive decisions wasted calories. Modern psychology recognizes delayed gratification as a powerful predictor of long-term success. Your ancestors practiced it daily because nature demanded it. Sometimes the fastest action was waiting. Sometimes doing nothing was the smartest move. Breakfast itself often arrived much later than you might expect. Unlike today's fixed meal schedule, eating depended entirely on success. Some mornings ended with abundant food, others ended with nothing. This variability exposed humans to natural fasting. Contrary to popular belief, fasting was not always catastrophic. Healthy adults frequently experience periods without food, followed by successful meals. Researchers continue investigating how these cycles influence metabolism, cellular repair, and insulin sensitivity. While modern fasting trends should never be confused with prehistoric hardship, they reveal something important. The human body evolved with flexibility. It learned to function even when breakfast was delayed. Your ancestors did not panic every time they felt hungry. Their bodies expected uncertainty. Even children learned these rhythms. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner's work shows that children in foraging societies gained remarkable independence through observation and participation. Young people watched adults, copied movements, learned plant identification, practiced tool use, explored safely within the group's protection. Education happened through life itself. There were few classrooms, the landscape became the teacher. Could you identify 10 edible plants growing nearby? Most modern people cannot. Your ancestors often knew hundreds. That knowledge represented survival, every bit as valuable as physical strength. One archaeological site captures this intelligence beautifully. Blombos Cave in South Africa preserves evidence of symbolic behavior dating back roughly 100,000 years, including engraved ochre and carefully crafted tools. These discoveries suggest that early humans were not merely surviving from one meal to the next. They were planning, creating, teaching, and passing knowledge across generations. Another remarkable site, Chauvet Cave in France, preserves breathtaking animal paintings created more than 30,000 years ago. These images reveal careful observation of wildlife, movement, and behavior. The artists understood the animals around them because their lives depended on it. Science increasingly paints a different picture of prehistoric people. Not primitive, not brutish, exceptionally intelligent within their environment, exceptionally adaptable, exceptionally observant. The strongest person in a modern gym might struggle in that world, not because of weakness, because survival required hundreds of interconnected skills: navigation, memory, teamwork, endurance, patience, observation, tool use, emotional control, communication. Strength was never just muscle, it was adaptability. That may be the greatest lesson hidden inside those ancient mornings. Your body still carries those expectations. Your legs expect walking, your hands expect carrying, your eyes expect distant horizons instead of endless screens. Your brain expects meaningful challenges rather than constant notifications. Your social instincts expect trusted communities. Your metabolism expects movement before comfort. This does not mean modern life is wrong. Medicine, sanitation, and technology have transformed human life for the better in countless ways. But evolution moves slowly. 10,000 years may seem like a long time. For biology, it is almost yesterday. Much of your body still remembers a world that no longer exists. Perhaps that explains why a walk clears your mind, why time outdoors feels calming, why solving real problems satisfies you more deeply than endless scrolling, why shared meals strengthen relationships, why carrying heavy groceries sometimes feels strangely rewarding. Tiny echoes remain, not because you were trying to become prehistoric, because you never completely stopped being human. Tomorrow morning before breakfast, notice what your body wants. Maybe it wants to stretch, maybe it wants to walk, maybe it wants fresh air instead of another screen. Those instincts are older than civilization itself. They were forged across hundreds of thousands of mornings when every sunrise asked a simple question: can you survive another day? Your ancestors answered that question often enough for you to be here now. The next time you wake before sunrise, listen carefully. The cold air, the quiet world, the urge to move. For a brief moment, you may be feeling exactly what your ancestors felt before breakfast, not because history is repeating itself, but because their story is still written inside you.